want to give you a brief overview of our syllabus. I'm Dr. Walker. I've been teaching for 21 years. I currently teach special education and English at Lakeview High School. I have taught the special education methods class at Wayne State University. I also currently teach intro psychology course at Macomb Community College. My education, I got my bachelor's in special education from Boston University. I got my master's in special education from Boston University. I also got my PhD in emotional impairments with a cognate in clinical psychology from Wayne State University. These are my puppies. You've seen pictures of them already. Our course objectives. We're going to gain a knowledge of how society, including schools and agencies, perceive emotional behavioral impairments. You're going to gain knowledge and skills necessary to understand emotional behavioral impairments in the context of advanced theories of psychology. You're going to have a knowledge base necessary to translate theory into practical application and intervention in educational and agency settings. You're going to have opportunities to apply knowledge in evaluating case studies. You're going to have opportunities to read and interpret past and emerging literature related to theories of EI. And you're going to gain a knowledge base necessary for subsequent coursework in the EI program area, including independent research pursuits. My office hours, I will be available for office hours 2 times per week on Tuesdays and Fridays from 4 to 6. Please email me to make an appointment and I will send you a Zoom link. If you're not able to make these days, just contact me and we can make some alternate arrangements. I can meet on Mondays. The time would just vary depending on when my staff meetings are. For all assignments, I will accept late assignments. They can be submitted 1 week past the due date. However, anything turned in late will have a 20% deduction. So let's go over the assignments for the class. So there's not going to be any quizzes or exams. Everything is going to be a paper or a discussion board. And when I say paper, don't freak out that you're going to have a paper every week. I mean a page and a half. It's not going to be, 5 pages every week. So the first paper is just going to be your background knowledge. This paper is going to detail your knowledge of students with emotional behavioral disorders. You're going to assess your knowledge of the etiology, the developmental course, school functioning, and interventions and treatments. Additionally, it will detail your coursework and experience. This paper doesn't require any research, and it's not going to be corrected on the it's not going to be assessed on the correctness of your paper. Sorry, my dogs always get in the way. But this paper will serve as a baseline to assess your knowledge of an emotional impairment. So I don't expect you to do any research. I just want to know what you know. Next, we're going to have an emotional regulation paper. In this paper, you're going to summarize the pertinent findings from Chapter 3 of the required text, and then you're going to choose one of 3 articles, or you can find your own if you would like to do that, and you're going to summarize the pertinent findings. Last, you're going to compare, contrast, and integrate the findings from the required text in your article to hypothesize the most likely neurobiological basis for disruptive behaviors. This journal is going to assess your ability to read peer-reviewed journal articles, integrate information into your base knowledge. Next, we're going to do a wraparound plan. You're going to be given a case study of a student with an emotional impairment and a crisis planning template. You're going to complete the template to identify the following: members from inside the school, outside agencies who can provide wraparound services, which services will be provided by the school, which services will be provided by outside agencies, prevention and response strategies, and an evaluation of your plan. This paper will assess your ability to take a case study and determine what agencies can assist in providing a continuity of service to a student and what services are needed to provide the student with supports and services that they need. Next, we're going to do a multidimensional screening tool. You're going to take the 2 major models of the multidimensional approach and combine them to make a workable, usable document to help screen and/or identify students at risk for currently displaying disruptive behaviors. You'll then provide instructions for staff explaining the function of your tool, the evidence research behind your tool, how to use your tool, how to interpret the results, and the next steps for the student based off of the results. This paper will assess your ability to integrate research and use it in a practical application. The next assignment is going to be a gender board difference discussion board. You're going to read an article about gender differences from the Minnesota Twin Study. You'll then write a short paragraph that integrates the knowledge you gained from the chapter with the knowledge that you've gained from the research article. You will then respond to one of your classmates' posts. This discussion board will assess your ability to critically analyze your colleague's point of view on a topic and respond to create a professional dialogue. The next is going to be a family interactions paper. You're going to research an aspect of family interactions that may play a key role in the development of disruptive behavior disorders. You can choose to write about discipline, parental mental health, absentee fathers, parental conflict, divorce, or internet effects on parenting. You will find 2 peer-reviewed journal articles and summarize the research and how these topics interact or cause disruptive behavior disorders. This paper will assess your research skills. And then last, we're going to do a case study, FBA and BIP. You'll be given a case study of a student with an emotional impairment and a template for a functional behavioral assessment and a behavior intervention plan. I'm kind of old school, I still call it a BIP. It is also called a positive behavior support plan. You'll assess the behavior and develop a plan to reduce the inappropriate behavior and increase the appropriate replacement behavior. This assignment will assess your knowledge of the student, knowledge of the reward pathways, knowledge of relevant research, and knowledge of intervention strategies. So for each of these assignments, when they're assigned, there will also be a video that explains a little bit more in detail what I'm expecting. If you need anything or if you have any questions, feel free to contact me.